going to show you how to mod a Nerf dart tag blaster. But first, we have to show you what the sound's like. This is not modded. This is modded. You can already tell what the difference is.
Alright, well, the first step in modding the Nerf dart tag blaster is to take out all the screws that are everywhere. And Nerf was being really annoying when they made this gun because they put 17 million screws all over the gun everywhere, and it takes forever to get them out. So I suggest using a number 0 screwdriver to get the screws out, because that works the best. And be careful when you take them out, because there's two different size screws. There's like a long and skinny one and a short and fat one. So after you take them out, put them in some type of lid or something so they don't roll all the way. So you probably want to pause the video now so you can unscrew 16 screws. Alright, now after you unscrewed all the screws, you have to pull this apart and take this thing off. It should go right back together with that thing. Make sure you don't break it, because this part is pretty important. So, oh my god, put that somewhere else so you don't lose that. And this should come fairly easily apart. And if it doesn't, that means you missed a screw somewhere. So don't force it so you snap it. So just put that somewhere so you don't lose that, even though that part's pretty big. And this is the part here. This is get a good picture of it. This is the inside of a Nerf gun if you have to get it close up to put it back together because you mess up something. So this is the part that we're going to be using, this part. So you can set the rest of this aside so you don't lose any springs or anything. Oh, and by the way, this part right here is very annoying. It tends to pop out a lot. It goes right there. So take that out first so you don't lose that, even though it's not important at all. Just put that over there somewhere. Alright, now this is what we're going to be dealing with. You just want to unscrew there's 5 screws around the outside there, and you want to unscrew all of them, and then pull it apart. So stop the video there. Alright, well after you take out the 5 screws that are around there, you just kind of want to pull it apart, but be careful because sometimes it likes to explode everywhere. So these are the things you want to get rid of. So you kind of want to pull off. I suggest doing this somewhere where you're not going to lose a bunch of pieces, even though you don't really need any of this stuff. So you take it out, and this spring that comes out you can get rid of, so throw that somewhere. And this little tri-pronged thing you can get rid of. That's the air restrictor, so you can get rid of that. And with this thing, you want to get some sort of scissor device thing. I use these things to cut that rod stick thing off. And you want to try and get it as close to the being off as possible. So just try and trim it down. The whole goal is to make it so air can flow through there, but if you can't do that, it's not that big of a deal if you don't have the right tools or whatever. So you want to do that, just try and not make a mess. So after you do that, you want to put it back in, and then do that for each one. Get rid of the spring and the air restrictor. Alright, well I just finished cutting off all those stick rod thingies. So it should look like this. And you should be able to see through 6 holes around there. And if you do, that means you did it right. Oh, and by the way, if you break your gun by doing something stupid, don't blame me. Don't post nasty comments or anything, because that's going to make me angry. And, alright, so after you do that, you want to put this back on. Make sure you align those 5 prongs with where the screw holes go, so you can put that on there. Make sure it's in all the way, and then screw it back up. Well, don't screw up, but put the screws back in. Alright, well, after you screw it all back together, you have to put your whole gun together, because right now it's in about 1 million pieces and it doesn't work. So this is how you put it back together. You want to put it in just like you took it out, and make sure this thing is all the way up against there. It's not like up there. And these gear things, make sure they're together. This one's not kind of like floating around out here. Make sure it's all the way together, otherwise the barrel won't turn right when you squeeze the trigger. And this rectangular piece has to be horizontal against the ground like this. It can't be up and down, because otherwise it won't turn right when you squeeze the trigger. And I actually did that when I took it apart the first time, and it caused me problems, and I got really frustrated. But I found the problem. So you just kind of want to finagle it around so it fits in there. And this rectangular piece comes out so you can move it around so it fits right in there. It should fit in there with no problem. And you can test it by squeezing the trigger and just holding it down with your finger to see if it rotates when you do it. If it does, that means you did it right. Now, make sure you don't have any of these sticks or air restrictors or anything left in here, because that shakes a lot and makes it annoying when you go to fire it. And if you lose any of these springs, like if you lose this spring right here that comes flying out, you can replace it with a pen spring. Just cut it. You can pretty much find replacements for any piece of in here. Only the springs, I guess, or not really. Never mind that. And you can kind of take pieces out if you want. Like on the other one, we took this thing out because it kind of looks pretty cool, but I'm going to leave it in on this one. So now you have to put the other side on, and I'm using the other side of the blue gun, so we kind of like matched it, because it's kind of pretty cool looking. So you just kind of put it together, and then screw it all back together, and then you get this thing, and make sure you figure out how it goes together first before you start putting it on there. And inside there, there's a little spring that you have to put this rod thing through. So you put it up from the bottom. Just try and move it around in there until it gets through the hole of that little spring, because then that's what keeps the thing. And then put the other side on there, and then screw that together. So after you have it all together like this, just put some of the screws back in. You don't have to put all the screws in, because like I said, Nerf went a little overboard with the screws, and it gets really annoying because sometimes you have to take it apart again like I did. And it gets really annoying because screws take a long time to take out. So you can probably only put a few in there and it'll stay together. Alright, well our video is almost done, and I hope everything went okay fixing your gun. I hope you didn't break anything. And if something's not working, just post a comment and I'll try and help you. But don't get all mad if I can't, because I can't really see what's wrong. So good luck, and don't break anything.